All right, so I believe I believe I'm on the live button. I think I am. There we are. Thank you very much. I didn't know whether I was speaking there or whether I wasn't speaking. I went into a world of my own. There's Claire there saying hi. Hi, Regan. Thank you very much. So my name's Irene Morris, also known as Cherokee Spirit, and I'm your guest speaker for today. So hopefully things will go okay. Fingers crossed. And I believe I might start with the odd card, but we'll give time for other people to come on. So I know we've got Regan there, and we'll see if we get anybody else. Oh, hang on, my screen's gone off. I'm touching things I shouldn't touch. I hit the wrong button. As usual, technology, don't you just love it? Hi, Melissa. Hi, Wayna. There's Rachel. Good afternoon. We'll see where we go, Regan, but yeah, hopefully. We'll see where we're drawn to. We'll just see if we got a few more online before I actually start. There's Michelle. Mel. Hi, Mel. Cornelia. We're getting quite a few now, so I'm panicking. I'm not really. So hopefully we'll have a lovely afternoon for this hour. See if we got a few more there. So the Indian behind me, his name is Cherokee Spirit, who I follow. His name's Chief Joseph from the Cherokee tribe. Hiya, Sharon. I'm just looking. Just see if we got a few more there. And I am looking. So I thought we'd do a couple of cards today, pull a few cards out, and then we'll go into the clairvoyant side just for a warm-up. Good afternoon, Christine. And I am actually looking for somebody at the minute, and I'm looking in the chat box there. I have actually drawn a card, and I'll sit there in the chat box at the minute. Right, there we go. So I am looking for the names in the chat box, Stacey, if I can get them up on there, because as the names have come on, they've gone off. I'm very well, Sharon, thank you. A little bit on the nervous side till I get myself warmed up, but the weather's not too bad. I'm looking for a name, but it's not coming up in my chat box bit. Hang on. Go to comments. Now it is. I didn't put the comments on, Stacey. That's why. I've got it now. There's Claire there. There's Sharon, Cornelia, Mel, Deborah, Michelle, Christine. So and Claire. Hi, Claire. I am looking, I believe I'm looking at Deborah Elizabeth here at the minute. That's what I believe. Can I please talk to you, Deborah, please, at the minute? I know, thank you. So, Deborah, if I said to you, please, where do we want to be? I've drawn this card for you. Hi, Stacey. Right. So this card, Deborah, what it actually means to me is I believe whether I've got an engagement or a celebration that's coming up very, very, thank you. There's a celebration coming up, or there's something I need to recognize. So whether it's an anniversary or a celebration, there's something there that I really do need to acknowledge and to bring forward. Now then, if I said to you, Deborah, please, as I look at the card, Can I please say there's a lady in Spirit Side of Life? So I'm linking both the card and yourself where I want to be, okay? So I know I've got a lady, Spirit Side of Life, that's coming in, that's wanting to be recognised. As the feeling comes on me where this lady is, I feel more of a mother or a grandmotherly vibration. Now, if that makes sense to you, Elizabeth, Deborah, but would you please give me a yes or a no down there, please, just to confirm I'm with you and this lady's wanting to connect with you. And where this celebration is, anniversary celebration, there's something I need to acknowledge, okay? Hiya, Melissa. Your mum's anniversary in November. Right, thank you very much for that, Elizabeth. So can I say mum is Spirit Side of Life, please? Because I have got a lady there that's wanting to connect and she comes in with a great deal of love for yourself. But as she comes in, she talks about where things have been really confusion or things are all over the place at the moment, okay? Things are all over the place. Oh, thank you. Yes, she is, right. So would you please understand where things are everywhere at the minute with you, that there's no concentration. My concentration's absolutely gone out the window because there's that much going on around you at this moment in time where you don't feel as though you have that control over it, okay? And as this lady steps forward, she comes in and she tries, or she's telling me to say to you, you just need to take that step back because you feel as though you're responsible or you need to take control of everything around you. Where, in matter of fact, she's saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. You aren't responsible for what other people are doing around you, even though you feel as though you need to. She's saying, no, you don't. Okay. She does say to me at times, it is detrimental to your health or your well-being because you're not looking after yourself properly or taking care of you because you're that busy focusing on everybody else. And she wants you to stop doing that, okay? She talks about where the March month would be significant as well. So I have to bring that March month in as well. I believe I want a passing and a birthday around that March month. I want both, okay? I want both. She keeps putting in my ear there as well, please. She laughs about this. She's saying, never the bride, but always a bridesmaid. So either somebody's just been saying that recently, or that was an ongoing joke, but that's what she puts on me. And I don't know whether that makes sense at all to you, but I have to say that to you, okay? Never the bride, but always a bridesmaid. And she laughs about it. She's saying, because the bridesmaids always have more fun than the bride, okay? They have that sense of freedom about them. That's what she tells me to say to you. I do know where this lady's concerned as well, please. I do know when she passed, before she passed to Spirit Side of Life, she tells me she had multiple things wrong with her, okay? There wasn't one thing in particular. There was quite a few things that were wrong with her, okay? And I know she passed. I am going to say within being diagnosed, within like say being diagnosed, she passed with I want to say 3 to 4 month spell when she passed to Spirit Side of Life. Okay, that's what she tells me to say. She's saying, I got diagnosed and I passed really quickly. My health deteriorated. Okay, and I also know as well, please, as she puts this on me as well, either somebody wasn't with her when she passed and they blame themselves for not being there, but they just wish they were there. And this lady says to me, it doesn't matter whether you were there or whether you weren't there. She knows that you still love her. She knows that you still miss her. And she knows that you speak out loudly and subconsciously as well, she tells me, to her every other day. It's as if you're asking her for the strength. And she's saying she brings that in an abundance with you, okay? There's an abundance of love and strength from this lady that comes in and around you. Now then, Elizabeth, I keep calling you by your middle name and not your first name, so I do apologise for that. But whether this lady called you Elizabeth, or there's a gentleman spirit side of life as well that would have preferred the Elizabeth instead of the Deborah. Right. Would you please understand the name of Charlie, please? Right, your mum was Elizabeth. Fair enough, because she keeps calling you Elizabeth, or I keep calling you Elizabeth, should I say. Would the name Charlie mean anything at all to you from the world of spirit, please? Hiya, Sarah. Hiya, Kelly. I'm just jumping up the rail and saying hiya. I've got the name of Charlie there with the gentleman who this lady says she's met up with. And I just have to recognise him. And if he doesn't mean anything at all to you, my love, that's perfectly fine. Because I can always take him back and give him to somebody else. Not literally. I knew you were going to say no when I said it, okay? But that's fine. I don't mind the no's. And I always say it's me who makes mistakes. Spirit never make them. I do. And sometimes I don't listen. But I haven't made the mistake with the name. I just know I just know I've got the name Charlie there who's wanting to be heard, okay? I'm just going to say to you, my love, finishing this off. Mum says for me to say to you again is to take that step back and look at things in a different perspective. Please stop trying. Julie wants Charlie. Please stop trying to help everybody as good a heart as you've got, and stop putting yourself on them back burners, because she's saying sometimes you do too much and not looking after yourself, and she wants you to start looking after yourself. Before I leave you as well, please, I want to call you Deborah now. Would you understand why I need to mention a carriage clock, please? There's a carriage clock. I'll just wait for that answer. I just feel as though I need to give you that memory where a carriage clock would be, or whether it was a pride and joy. I just have to give you that. And if you can't understand it again, it's perfectly fine, but please take this lady's love. And I am going to say thank you very much for listening to me and connecting with me there. You can take the carriage clock. Please take that on board, please. Okay. And God bless you. And thank you very much for that connection. Thank you. Right, let me have a look. Let me have a look. I'm just looking back on the reel again just to have a look. Let's see if I can pull another card out. And I can roll up. Right, I know you're very welcome, Deborah. Thank you. Let me have another look then. Who said they could understand? Right, Julie, you can understand Charlie. I'll speak to Julie and see if we can get Charlie back, because he did just jump straight in. So, Julie, Charlie's spirit side of life, please. As this man steps forward, I am going to say when he was here on the earth plane, I get the impression from him, he definitely wanted to be heard there when I was talking to Deborah. Okay, so he sort of like snuck in and he said, tell her Charlie, tell her Charlie. So whether you've been waiting for Charlie or you were actually waiting for somebody else, but he's bringing somebody else with him as well. Now, if that makes sense to you, please, just give us a yes on that before I go any further, because I do feel as though I'm hitting buttons here I shouldn't be touching. Right, you can. Wait a bit. Right, so I know Charlie came in and he's wanting to be heard, okay? And I know he brings somebody else with him. Julie, please, would you understand where there would have been a sudden passing, please? And I mean sudden as in, I want a sudden passing within the last year, what was totally unexpected. I'm just waiting for a confirmation on that, because I do know there's somebody else there, and I want to make sure he's definitely with you, Julie. But I'm going to go more. I have to wait. I hate waiting. I'm dead impatient. And it's just like this gentleman was when he was here on the earth plane. And I feel as though where you're concerned as well, Julie, it's as like you want things done tomorrow rather than today. I'm just waiting for Julie to answer me. Yes, him. Right. It's definitely him then. But again, I've got another energy coming in as well. Would you understand another energy as well? That would have passed really quickly. So I've got two there. And if I've got them two there, they're both coming in together, obviously. Right, you shouldn't have given me his name, but I appreciate that. But I just know there was somebody else there that would have come in with him, and he passed really quickly. So I'm going to come back to Charlie first. And I am going to say to you, when Charlie was here, always on the go, always want to help people, and always upbeat, because that's the energy I feel. And I feel as though I'm quite happy and quite bubbly with him, okay? And he comes in and he's saying, you've missed that spark, that there's a spark off you that's gone somewhere, and he wants to bring that back. He wants to reintroduce it, because he keeps putting on me all these positive thoughts. And that's what I need to reiterate. There's a word, I can't even say them. That's what I need to say to you, my love. It's like you've lost your spark, the light's gone out somewhere. And I have to let you know that this gentleman's absolutely fine spirit side of life, as is this other energy what I've got there. And I don't feel too old where, I know you've called him Mark there, I don't feel too old where this other gentleman comes in, okay? And I know there's still a sadness where the other energy is. I know there's a sadness still within, okay? And I know he's thought about on a daily basis. But I keep bouncing between the two here. I know Charlie would have had his own toolbox where he used to love or used to carry about, or that toolbox is still here. I've got tools all over the place as he comes in. So I am going to say he was a bit of a handyman. He liked to do what he could do, okay? So let's see if I can finish with Charlie and I can get to the other lad there. I just know Charlie was the most loving man when he was here on the earth plane. If he could help you, he would help you, he tells me. And he comes in and he's saying to you, let's get that spark back in your life and that spring back in your step. Because there's things around you at this moment in time, he's saying, where you feel a little bit stuck or you're a little bit stagnant and you can't see the wood for the trees, he tells me. So he's parting that away for you, he tells me. He said he comes all the way in from the world of spirit and he's trying to bring the joy back to you. As I say that, I know I've got an Irish connection there. An Irish connection. There's an Irish link somewhere because he comes in with the Irish. Okay. I'm going to come to the other lad. I am going to say he was quite a handsome lad when he was here on the earth plane. And again, he went really suddenly and really quickly. Okay. Bless you. I keep getting heart condition or around my chest area, okay, because it's like 1 minute I was here, the next minute I was gone. But where this young lad is, I feel as though whether I was found or I wasn't found straight away or I was on my own. That's the feeling I get from him. He comes in with a great deal of love in and around where you are, Julie, please. He comes in with a great deal of love. Now then, I don't know whether there was coroners connected or something to do with the police influence where he was. I'll just wait for your reply for that before I go any further. Both heart attacks. Would you understand whether coroner or a police investigation or something to do with police? Because he keeps putting that in front of me as well. And again, he was on his own. Thank you. Thank you for that. I know somebody's talking about a family portrait, or there's a family portrait, what somebody's got, or somebody's putting a picture or a portrait of the family together. And whether that's going to be given as a Christmas present, or I don't know, but I just know he puts all these people in front of me and is putting them all together. Okay, so there's going to be talk. Somebody's talking about doing a family portrait. That's what he keeps putting in front. I am going to say, please, again, he was a lovely, warm-hearted lad. Absolutely lovely, warm-hearted. But if I said to you, Julie, and I'm trying to put this in the nicest way, would you understand? I feel as though I was a little bit overled. I was led, okay? I was easily led. And I'm not going to open that up. I just get the feeling he was easily led, okay, which attributed to his passing. I'll just wait for that confirmation there before I go. I'm not going anywhere. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I've lost the plot. That's how I feel. Would you understand that last part where I've just said there, though, please? I feel as though I was easily led, and that's what attributed to my passing. That's where I feel with him. Just waiting for the reply. I love the infills. This 10-second delay on Facebook is an absolute nightmare. I'm going to come to the card as well, Julie, where I pulled out. You sound northeast. I am northeast. Stockton. I am from Stockton. So, Julie, there's a card I pulled out for you. All right. And I'm going to incorporate this card now. Right, there we are. There's another lad. So I am getting them all in. Okay. So if I make that mistake, it's my mistake. Spirit, don't make that mistake. But I am going to bring that lad's love in as well. Julie, I've got a memory there of piccalilli. There's piccalilli. There's a jar of piccalilli, Branston's pickle. Somebody absolutely loved Branston pickle, okay? They loved it. So I'm bringing that Branston pickle in for you. Whether it's a memory, I know it's a memory, but whether you can recall that, that's another thing. But I have to mention that Branston pickle. Somebody would have just ate it out the jar. Okay, somebody would have just ate it. So here's the card I've brought out for you, okay? And I am going to say life in general, like I said, you've got two opportunities, major opportunities coming in there, and it doesn't matter which door you go through. It's going to be the correct door for you. The changes are there. Yeah, your dad. Thank you very much. There's going to be massive changes, and the minute you walk through that door, that is the correct door for you. So where you've been stood a while over the last, I want to say over the last 6 to 7 years, where things have never moved for you, there's definitely changes for you coming in. Things are going to start to improve, okay? I keep getting the September month as well to come in for you, okay? The September month is really significant as well. And I am going to say to you, Julie, you do get the smell of tobacco smoke quite frequently as well from Spirit. And they are coming in and around you quite often and letting you know they are okay. Okay. I don't know whether care work or care homes is significant with yourself, but I have to give you that connection there. I have to give you the connection. There's a really old name here, and I mean no disrespect when I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's either the name or the person, or I'm coming in a little bit symbolically here. But I need the name Wilma. So I don't know whether Wilma means anything to you, but if she doesn't, the only other way I'm going to do it, say it to you is Flintstones. Somebody loves the Flintstones and Wilma, okay? So there's memories coming in, but that name actually does sit with another person. But I have to give you the Flintstones as a memory. Going back to the card, there's lots of changes coming in. You work in the NHS, brilliant. So that's your care work. So There's changes coming in, okay? Mega opportunities for you, and you've got to go through them doors as and when they present. All right. The love from spirit that comes in and around you. Oh, bless you. Right. I have to give you their love. But if I said to you as well, Julie, there's a yoga mat coming in. Somebody's been recently talking about doing yoga because they've just thrown a yoga mat at me and said, get on that mat and start doing these yoga moves, okay? And somebody's been laughing about the downward dog. I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's what they're saying for me to say. So I have to say it to you, my love, okay? And again, if you don't understand just yet, just remember, Spirit said it to me. I've repeated it. So it's not my fault. They're telling me to say that, okay? There's just lots of fun and laughter coming in and around you, okay? So, Julie, thank you very much for connecting with me there. Enjoy that Branston pickle. I'm pulling a face. And I'm going to say thank you very much for communicating with me there, and God bless. Let's have a look. You're not. I don't like yoga one bit either, but somebody's been talking about it, Julie. Trust me. Absolutely trust me. Laughing me socks off as I say it. I'll come back to my cards and we'll pick another card and then we'll see where we'll go on the line again. On the line. I don't know what I'm talking about. I love working for Spirit for the simple reason because when we're in the zone, and I talk a load of gibberish sometimes. When I'm saying I'm in the line, I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, but it's words what Spirit put in my head, and my head's completely gone empty at the minute, and hopefully they'll fill it full of things. You're very welcome, Julie. So let's have a look. Right, so I know where we at. I know I've got another lady connecting Spirit side of life, and as this lady connects, please, I know I've got problems with my lungs, so whether I pass with a lung condition or a cancerous type condition around the lung area. I do feel as though I am ma'am, so I'm looking for my daughter who's on this reel. But I do feel as though I can't get my breath where this lady's concerned, and I don't know where I want to be at the minute, so I want to place a little bit of confusion with her as well. This resonates with anybody on the reel, can you give us a wave on there? And because every time I go to scroll back up, I'm hitting something I shouldn't be. But let me have a look. I know. I don't feel very tall with this lady as she comes in. But like I said, I do feel quite out of breath and a condition around that lung area. You can take this. Your nan was more like your mum. That saves me scrolling up the reel. Thank you very much, Stacey, for doing that for me. We've got Cornelia there as well saying, right, so let me please try and get a little bit of a description from this lady. Thank you very much for that, Julie, for that confirmation. Thank you. Right, Sarah. Right. So we've got quite a few there. So I am going to go, I'm going to try and get a description from this lady and try and narrow this down, okay? So I do know when this lady comes in, I don't feel as tall as me now. When I'm stood up upright, not laid down when I'm stood up, I'm 5'7", 5'8". This lady's round about the 5'4" mark. She would have carried a bit of weight to her before she passed to Spirit Side of Life or before this condition came on. And also she would have had the oxygen as well as a nebulizer, because I feel as though she couldn't get up what was on her chest. That's the way I feel. She comes in, Sarah's saying yes to me there, thank you very much. I am going to say, please, with this lady, she had the oxygen in the hospital, Sarah, right. I know, please, when this lady, again, Before she had any of these conditions, she was really good with her hands, whether she worked with floral stuff or she crafted or she knitted. That's the feeling I get from her. She was quite hands-on, okay, and quite clever at times of what she did. I can't talk now. I've got a take it out. I've got the vicar's teeth in my hand. Thank you very much. I've got the vicar's teeth. So as I said, vicar's teeth there, I feel as though whether I've got a Catholic connection as well, or there's a Catholic connection within the family, okay? Right, Regan, you're saying the same as well, okay? Right, so I'll carry on. We'll see where we go. I know this lady's eyesight was failing as well, so I know either I've got cataract conditions or my eyesight failed, because as I look at the screen, it's going way off, all right? So I know I would have had that condition as well. Right, so Sarah's saying her auntie was a Catholic. Right. I love it when we don't get that direct connection, and it's partly my fault, but really I just need to narrow this down. So all the time I've been talking to this lady, Sarah, would the name Carol mean anything at all to you, please? Yeah, I can't even say that word. I'm sorry, I can't say it. I've got my teeth in again. I need the name Carol. Right, Sarah, your husband's aunt is Carol, thank you, because she kept shouting Carol to me. So hopefully I'm trying to narrow this down and I'm working for it. So Carol, as this lady steps forward, I am going to bring her love first and foremost. And I am going to say, when she was here on the earth plane, like I said, quite crafty, get her hand into anything. But if she had something to say, she would say it, but you were lucky if you got a word in edgeways, because I feel as though my mouth's doing this as she's come in. And I mean no disrespect by that. It's just the way she's coming in. She's like, I need to get this out. I need to say this. I need to say that. Right, so Carol was a granny's sister. Right, so please keep listening. And maybe he's working with both of you, I don't know, but let's keep listening. So I know if she had something to say, she would say it. And her energy as she comes in, it's like I'm hyper here. So there's somebody here on the earth plane, if it's not yourself, Sarah, that's running around like an idiot, and they're always hyper. Yeah. So whether it's food intake or whether it's to do with liquids, or I'm just hyper, and that's how I feel. So there's that condition, isn't it, where kids get ADSA? I can't even say that, but that's the way I feel, as though I can't sit still. And you're constantly on the go as well. Brilliant. So not brilliant, but yeah, it's as if I'm burning that much calories and I'm tired, okay? Constantly tired. It's because I can't sit still. Yeah. You're being hyper since a child. ADHD, that was the word I was looking for. ADHD. Hiya, Kelly. That was the word I was looking for. So there's somebody here on the earth plane. If it's not yourself, that ADHD comes in. I have to say to you, not just with this lady, but you've been recently thinking about somebody else who's past spirit side of life, and they haven't been spirit side for a long time. Would that make sense to you, please? Right, you've got always hypos. That's Regan saying that to me, yeah. So I know I've got somebody who's just not long past spirit side of life, and you're constantly asking the question, are they all right? Right. So I have to tell you, that's a card I've chose. Okay. And I have to say to you, Sarah, yes, they are at peace. Yes, they're okay. Yes, did they meet up with the rest of the family? And are they getting looked after? Yes, they are. I know this person, please, because I just sense their energy. And they came in on this lady's energy. It was totally hyper. And again, even though we knew this was going to happen, it was still a shock. And that's the way I feel. It's like I've been hit with a steamroller here. And we knew we were expecting it, but even when we expect it, it still comes back and gets you. And I see Regan still interacting there with me as well. So please, 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 keep listening. I have to tell you, they're absolutely fine, spirit side of life. And again, I don't feel old. I don't feel old where this energy is. And I feel more drawn to a gentleman as opposed to a lady. And I could be way off with that, but that's the way I feel. So if that makes sense to you, Sarah, where I want a gentleman, spirit side. That's where I feel as I need to be. There's a gentleman there where I want to be. Yeah, he was in his late 40s. Thank you very much. That's where I want to be, okay? He comes in with the enormous amount of love for you. And again, that peace I can't emphasize enough. But again, that peace is what you want in your life. And you don't seem to be getting that time out or that peace for yourself. I know, please, where he's concerned. I just feel as though I dropped. That's how I feel. I just feel as though I dropped and that was it. I was gone. Okay? That's how I feel as he comes in. He's saying, I just felt the floor and that was me gone. That's how I feel. I just hit the floor. And I don't feel as though whether I had a trauma to my head. He doesn't tell me or give me that. He just tells me he fell to the floor. He collapsed in the street. Thank you very much. That's what he makes me feel like. I just fell to the floor and that was him gone. Okay? So whether... I am going to say he was a bit of a comedian when he was here on the earth plane. He liked a bit of a giggle because, as I said, he dropped, just went to the floor. He came in with a sideline and said, it's because he's seen a sale sign and he couldn't get over the price. So I feel as though he would have had that sense of humour when he was here on the earth plane, and that's what he brought in. Okay. He talks about the Buddhas. Somebody's got a love of Buddhas, or they want to go to the Buddha's temple, or they're really into that meditation. Okay. He comes in with that. He tells me, Sarah, that you get quite a lot of things coming in from spirit, but you're unsure whether it's your thoughts or their thoughts. He tells me to say that to you. Okay. He tells me to say that to you. Thank you. I'm trying to see what he's trying to show me. So whether I've got a connection to Egypt or I'm just in loads of sand dunes. That's what he shows me. He showed me sand dunes and Egypt came in. So I can't take the Egypt connection off. I just know there's Egypt there. And the sand dunes and the sea. Can I please say his ashes were scattered in the sea or around water? You've been to Egypt. Thank you very much. His ashes, he tells me, he was scattered in water. That's why that's what he says for me to say. He was scattered in the water. I am going to say he liked to drink as well when he was here on the earth plane. You're not sure on that. That's fine. Please go away and ask. But he's definitely showing me where he's scattered. Somebody scattered him where water was, or he's in the water. But I know he liked to drink when he was here on the earth plane because I feel a bit tipsy as he comes in. So he was an alcoholic. Thank you very much. I didn't want to say that, but I know he liked to drink. I know I have to raise my glass as well, Sarah, where you're concerned, because there's something going on around you that needs an acknowledgement. And he tells me, he raises his glass and he says, cheers. And it's well deserved. Okay. So right, he shows me a certificate. Somebody's either in college or they're doing something, university or whatever. And he's saying, take it on the chin, but he lifts his glass up and he says, well done. Okay. Absolutely well done. Couldn't be proud. Okay. He couldn't be prouder. And that's what he tells me to say to you. So don't give up, whatever's going on. He raises his glass to you. He also talks about as well, please, somebody here on the earth plane, whether they're being having trouble around the chest area or somebody's talking about a pacemaker. There's talk about it. He tells me to say it to you now, okay? So where that is, I need to send a thought where it is, okay? Right. I don't know how relevant this is, but I'm going to say it anyway, and then I'm going to move on, hopefully. I'm going to say to you, Sarah, there's somebody here on the earth plane where my index, I'm calling that my index finger, this finger here, the wedding finger, somebody would have lost half of that finger. And whether it be this gentleman or whether it's somebody here on the earth plane, somebody lost a bit of that finger, okay? Or they're having trouble with that finger. He points it out to me and he says, just tell her that, okay? Just tell her that. So I am going to leave you with all of his love, Sarah, and I'm going to say thank you very much for your connection there. And please, please, please try to slow down and take things a little bit more easier in the knowing that spirit are perfectly fine, spirit side of life, and they send all their love back to you. So thank you very much for that. I don't mind if you're asking. You can always come back next week and leave me a message and say, Irene, that was wrong. I don't mind. Sometimes I'll interpret things the wrong way around. You're off out again tonight. But I always say we're only human and I live in the physical and it's me that gets things wrong, not spirit. Okay, so if I get it the wrong way around, it's my mistake. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Let's go back to the card, see where we go. Right, I know I've got a gentleman coming through with the name of Albert, please, from Spirit Side of Life. I'm looking for Albert. And I'm looking on the reel. I'm going to pull a card out as well, but I know I've got a gentleman shouting through saying, tell him Albert's here, tell him Albert's here. And that's where I'm looking for. Does anybody on the reel understand Albert, please? Let me have a look. I am looking for Albert. Looking, but can't find. So I've gone to the card. Anybody understand Albert? If we don't, I'll move on from Albert. I just know I've got a gentleman spirit side of life shouting through for Albert. Bert, Cornelia. Right, let me see where I go with that then, Cornelia. So I am going to give you a little bit of description because he said Albert. So whether his name was Albert on a Sunday, his Sunday name. So I do know is what I would class as old school. Old school, you always got your first name. If you got it short and you get a click, you say, that's not the name, this is my name. So Albert was my Sunday name, or Albert was my name when I was in trouble, or that's a feeling I get from him. As this gentleman presents himself to me, I do feel quite stocky with him. So he carried a bit of, you know, big chested, bulky man. If that makes sense to you, Cornelia, please give me a yes there and then I'll move on. If it doesn't, I've probably got the wrong person. I just know he comes in and he's a bit like what my granddad was built. My granddad was about 5'9" and he was quite stocky built. And that's the sensation. That's the feeling he gives me. And that's where I feel as though I need to be with that. I'm quite reluctant to say Mary, but I am going to say Mary because I know there's Mary there with him as well. So let's just wait to see if I get that response. The time lag's gone. Good afternoon, Bernadette. Right, 20s, 50 odd year ago. Right, that's fine. But sometimes, would the name Mary mean anything at all to you as well, Cornelia, as well then, please? Because sometimes when spirit come in, they're just coming to be acknowledged. And I always say try to be a bit more open-minded, because if we're waiting, thank you, if we're waiting for a certain person, it doesn't necessarily work that way. you've got to accept everybody before that person comes in, if that makes sense. I've got all my own little pop-ups coming up down here. My Norton's telling me to update stuff, and it's been a nuisance. It's putting me off. Easily distracted. So your grand's name was Maria. So I know you're waiting for somebody else, Cornelia. Would that make sense? That's the feeling I get. I know this gentleman's there, and I know that name Mary got shouted, but I know you're waiting for somebody else. Give me a yes if that's correct. And if you say no, I'm totally off the ball. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to come to this card here, what we drew. And that's a card there, the prison card. All right. So I'm going to come to that card, Cornelia, and I am going to say, if this isn't yourself, it's somebody else very, very close to you, where at times, right, thank you very much. At times, so please accept what's coming through at the moment, and we'll see where we go, okay? We'll see where we go. Thank you. So I am going to come to the card. I know as I look at the card, at times you feel as though you're trapped or you're hemmed in or you're in your own little four walls. So basically, when you come home or when you shut that front door, thank you very much, Cornelia. When you come through that front door, you shut the door and that's you done, okay? But it's like at times you feel as though there's no way out. It's your hands are tied, your feet are tied. There's no way out of a situation, what you were in, or whether it's somebody you understand or somebody else you know of, okay, who's in that type of situation where they feel as though they can't get out of it. I am going to say to you, you can get out of this situation because there's always light at the end of that tunnel, okay? So whether this is to do with financial or with family, but that type of connection as well, that's where I feel as though I'm at with the card, okay? Would I be correct? Yeah, your hands are tied. Would I be correct in saying, please, Cornelia? And again, if I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong. Would this be a young lady or a lady you're waiting for from Spirit Side of Life, please? I'm also. I just got to say it. Both. Thank you. So I'm aware that energy's there, okay? I am aware that energy's drawing close as I'm talking to you. And this is what I mean by being acceptance of everything else that comes in. Because sometimes we can't just say, well, come and talk to us, because sometimes it doesn't work like that. We can't just say, come in. I don't understand the no. I've moved on from that. I don't know the no. I forgot what I said to no to. I've lost the plot there. So I am going to come back to the card. Okay. And I know you're waiting for both, but I'm going to come back to the card for a minute. All right. And I'm going to say, please, as this card, as I look more into the card, I am going to give you, right, thank you, young lady in spirit. I am going to give you a connection to a prison. So whether somebody works in a prison type institute, or there's memories of a borstal or a naughty boys home, but I've got memories of a prison, okay? So whether somebody works there as a prison officer, or there's something to do with prisons here, and I can't take it off the card because it's there. And if it's not with you, Cornelia, just remember I have brought that forward. The August month is also significant as well, okay? The August month. As I'll delve back a little bit or behave, as spirit come closer, no to prison. Remember I've said it. Just remember I've said it, because it could be somebody you touch upon, okay? And you will hear about it. But that is definitely there on that card, and I can't take it off it. But it's definitely there. And yes to the August. Just remember I've said about the prison, okay? As this lady steps forward, okay? Hi, Trish. I do feel as though when this young girl passed the Spirit Side of Life, and when any young energy passes Spirit Side of Life, that there is a sadness with it. I am going to say this young lady, and her energy is only slight where I'm tapping into here. She's not coming forward as much as I would like her to. Okay. And Cornelia, I wish I hadn't put that on there, because then I'm looking a bit further into that. And all I like to ask is a yes or a no. But I know this young girl, when she passed spirit side of life, I feel as though, please, she would have lost quite a bit of weight before she passed. And if that's not correct, I'm not connecting strongly enough where that young girl is. I just know I lost quite a lot of weight before I passed, okay? Please, Cornelia, where your husband's concerned, I'm really, really sorry that he's not very well in hospital at this moment in time. And I know spirit do come in and around, and they do send an awful lot of love and healing, and to give you that support there as well, please. Right, so no to the young girl. So I will take this young girl back, please. And I'm going to break that connection there, because it's a bit scatty, okay? So I am going to say to you, Cornelia, there is light at the end of that tunnel. Spirit will be sending all their love and all their upliftment in and around yourself and where your husband's concerned. And I am going to say thank you very much for that communication there. And I want to say thank you very much. I'm going to move over now. I'm just looking. Let me see. Let me have a look. I'm doing the silent bit again, aren't I? I don't like the silent bit. Right. Let's have a look. Right, your daughter's dad was in prison. Sometimes when people are on the rail and spirit coming in, I do get confused, and I apologise for that. But sometimes it's hard to get that direction, but we do get there eventually. So Joe, where your daughter's dad was in prison. Would anything else I said make any sense at all to you then? Where I said to Cornelia? Where am I going? I am going to look on here. Just see if Joe answers me there with anything else I said. Oh, dear me. Your best friend passed a week ago. Okay. So this young lady, and I'm talking, she was a young lady, and she would have lost a lot of weight before she passed. Would that have made sense to you as well, please? Right, an Albert alive, very similar description, and alive and unwell. Thank you very much. So I've probably got my wires crossed there as well, Regan. But thank you very much for that confirmation. So sometimes Spirit will split that message up. So if you can take something for it, that is absolutely fine with me. Oh, where are we going? I know I've got a smoker spirit side of life, okay, because I keep putting a throat condition on me here. And I keep wanting to clear my throat. So I know I've got a smoker. So, Joe, would the name Alan mean anything to you as well, please? If the name Alan means anything to you, and so I know she lost a lot of weight before she went. You didn't see her. That's fine. But I know she lost weight, okay? But would the name Alan mean anything at all to you, Joe? Hmm? Thank you very much, Regan, for that confirmation. Right. Okay, right. I must be with you then. I must be with you. I know I've got a smoker with me at the minute. All right. And I know the name Alan connects because I keep wanting to clear my throat. Okay. And Joe used to have, right. I'm going to go with this lady I've got, or this smoker I've got, Spirit Side of Life. Please keep listening, folks. And I do apologise for all these mixed messages, but there we go. It's just sometimes the way spirit work. So I know I've got the name Keith coming in as well. So I know I need to mention the name of Keith, but I know I've got a smoker coming in from Spirit Side of Life because they're bringing that cough on me and around my throat there. So there's the card I've picked here. And again, as I look at the card, at times you can be a little bit of a closed book. You don't like allowing people to see what's going on behind closed doors. You're quite a private person, okay? That's what the card says to me. So a closed book, it's like you're seeing this, you're not going to see anything else. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments in there as well. So Regan, you were still with us there. So please keep listening. Please keep listening. I know I'm coming back to the card at the minute, so I know I'm a little bit of a closed book, but I know there's new chapters and new beginnings that are coming into your life at the moment. I know the October month is really significant, okay? The October month is significant. But sometimes I don't like the change, but I've been asking for change and the change is about to come, okay? So October month is really significant, all right? My grandson's birthday. I don't feel old where this lady's concerned either. I just don't feel old, okay? So I know I need to send her love to her family. Hyacinths. I don't like hyacinths. I don't know where I'm going with that, but she's just give me the hyacinths. Whether somebody bought her a hyacinth or she just absolutely just does not like hyacinth plants. All right. Have to say that to you as well. Kay, she says to me, live your life now because you're the great philosopher in telling everybody how to live their lives and just get on with things. And she's saying, I've got loads of people saying with the same thing here. I'm going to have a word with Spirit in a minute because I need to clarify some things. I want more specific messages there so I can split this. It's not fair on everybody where it's splitting all the time. This lady keeps showing me an angel. So whether it's an angel stood in a graveyard or an angel or you love angels, that's what I feel as I need to mention. There's an angel. Somebody talks about angels all the time, she tells me constantly. That's what she says to me to say. But I know these changes are coming in and the chapters in your life. There's going to be changes, okay, around April month. April month is going to be really significant for you. And that's what I need to say to you. Take this lady's love. And I want to say God bless and thank you for listening to me there. But I have got lots of stuff coming in here, and I'm going to try and refocus myself and sort them out if I can. So I'm going to say thanks for that communication, and I'm going to go again, but I am going to find out where I really need to be, okay? And I'm going to be a little bit more, you love angels. Right, thank you. Thank you very much, Kay, for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let me see. I know I've got spirit again building up, and I'm trying not to look at the reel for a minute. I am trying to not look at that for a minute, and I'm going to see where I really need to be, okay? Where are we? So this is a card I've chosen. Oh, is it up? Oh, can I not go a little quickly or not? Time for one more. Right. I'll do it really, really quick. Time for one more. Thank you very much. So there's a card I've chose. The owl goes really, really quick, okay? So there's a card I've chucked. And I know there's a lady on this reel who's either practicing medium or they're looking to go into this craft, okay? I know that because I'm being told it, okay? And the messages, what you've been getting, you can't decipher whether it's spiritual or whether it's your own messages. And that's what I'm getting there, okay? I know there's a lady spirit side of life who passed again, and I feel more of a stroke type condition, but she comes in and she tries to connect, okay? She comes in with a great deal of love, and she is trying to put you in the right direction to where you need to be, because you don't know whether you want the cards, you don't know whether you want to talk to spirit, you don't know whether you're working with angels, and that's what she comes in for. She's saying, come on, get yourself refocused. Where we're going? July month, there's a birthday in July. And I have to say to you, please, you've even been trying to read palmistry and it's been really difficult, okay? And I am going to say to you, please, where are we? So the name of Joyce connects spirit side. Oh, I'm saying who? Who are you talking to? Who? Hugh. Right, Huey. Who's Huey? There's a Huey, okay? Huey. Huey. Hugh, H-U, Huey. That's what I'm getting, okay? That's the name that's coming in. Huey. So there's a Huey that connects as well, spirit side of life. I just know the communication's going to be there, and where we've been concerned about financial as well, there's going to be a little bit of financial uplift there. I'm not saying you're winning the lottery or anything like that, but stop worrying and stop tying yourself up in knots, because you do get worried quite easy, okay? And this lady from Spirit Side of Life is going to come in and she's going to try and get you into the right direction, okay, to where you need to be. That's it. And I'm going to leave all the spirits love with you. And I want to say, God bless. Thank you very much for having me. Hope I did okay for you. And the confusion, that's just me. Can't blame spirit. And I want to say, God bless and thank you very much. Thank you. Brilliant. That is brilliant, Regan. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tony. And thank you, Joe, Danielle. I know, yeah. Thank you very much, Deborah. Thank you. You've all been lovely. You've all been lovely, but thank you.